Okay, now that we've reviewed our words from the past 2 weeks from Arandi's Braids, we're going to start learning words from the book Chester's Way. You read this with Mrs. Brandt last week, okay? I hope you remember what it's about. But let's take a moment right now to pause the video and talk with our partners about something that happened in this book so that we can both have a good memory of what happened, okay? So pause it right here and then we'll continue. Okay, now that we both have a reminder of what this book is about and what happened in it, we are going to learn our first word. So I'm going to read part of the story to you and then we're going to discuss the word, okay? So here are the 2 pages. And I'm actually going to start on this page, okay? So, starting up here. Chester always had the same thing for breakfast: toast with jam and peanut butter. And he always carried a miniature first aid kit in his back pocket, just in case. Okay? So the word we're going to learn today is miniature. I'm going to read that part to you again, and you listen very carefully for miniature and see if you can figure out what it means. And he always carried a miniature first aid kit in his back pocket, just in case. Do you think you know what it means? Miniature. We know it's miniature because it can fit in his back pocket, okay? Miniature means very small. So, in Chester's Way, Chester had a miniature first aid kit. Okay, because first aid kits can come in big sizes or they can come in really little sizes, and his was really little. We know that because he could fit in his back pocket, and usually our back pockets aren't very big, so it has to be a really small first aid kit in order to fit. Okay, so that's miniature. That's our first word. Miniature is something that's smaller than a normal sized thing. So we can have marshmallows, which are usually probably like this big, and then you can have miniature marshmallows that are like this big, right? Or you can go golfing. And if you've ever been to a golf course, it's really big. But you can also go so sometimes we have like miniature toys or miniature things, or it's just usually a smaller version of the normal thing. So it's smaller than its usual size. So I need you to talk with your partner, of course, because we always have to talk about our words with our partners. And I'm going to ask you a question, and then you are going to use the prompt. It'll be prompt number 4 on your sheet, okay? So can you find that quick? Here's your question. When have you seen something miniature? Why would you describe it as miniature? Okay, so when have you seen something that's smaller than its usual size, or miniature? And why was it like that? Why would you describe it as miniature? Okay, so the prompt is, I saw a miniature. What'd you see? Okay, so pause the video right here, and then we'll talk about it again, okay? All right, so I assume both of you have the chance to talk about it. If not, pause it right here and try again. But if you both have talked about this, I saw a miniature, then we're going to go on. All right? So, remember that Chester carries a miniature first aid kit. That's our example in the story. So, if you could carry something in your pocket, what would it be? What would you make miniature? You know what I would take? I would probably find a miniature TV and keep it in my pocket so that if I got bored, I could just take off the TV and watch it. So what would you want to be miniature so that you could keep it in your pocket? I don't know. Okay, use prompt number 5 to talk about this. Prompt number 5 says, I would make, miniature because. What would you make miniature and why? Okay? And then pause the video right here and we'll talk about the last part. Okay, so if you're done talking about this, now we have to write our word and our definition on the back side of your white paper, okay? So flip it over, and this part should look really familiar because we've done this before in my room. Do you remember that? So at the top, in the first box, it says word. Under that, you're going to write miniature. It's actually right below this video too. So look for the word miniature and write that on the line. Then next to it, it says definition. You're going to write the definition, which is also right below this video. And you're going to put the definition down on your sheet, okay?